Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kathy. Feels so weird saying that. I'm still not used to making YouTube videos. I do have, it's story time. I have this book right here I'd like to read a story out of. It's the Shane Dawson, It Gets Worse book of short stories. And here I am on the toilet because I figured the best place to read this crap is on the toilet, right? So if that's something that you are interested in, stay tuned because I'm going to get right into it. It Gets Worse, a collection of essays. I bought this for my daughter, not knowing that Shane was kind of gross. So I let my children be exposed to this. So maybe I'll read this to you guys so that you don't have to let your children be exposed to this crap. I'm going to pick a story and I'm going to read it. It says, the intro in the back. Too fat for college, too close. Oh, wait, no. Too fat for college, so close to your mother that you make people uncomfortable. Desperate enough for a date that you turn to Craigslist. Don't worry, it gets worse. Also by Shane Dawson, I Hate My Selfie. I do believe I bought my daughter that book too, not knowing how gross Shane was. For those who can't even, I wonder who it's dedicated to. Is there a designation? No. Dawson's self-deprecating and outrageous humor deserves comparison to David Sedaris. I don't know who David Sedaris is, but I will read you Human Trash on page 207. Human Trash. Not Cool by Shane Star. No, Not Cool by YouTube star Shane Dawson is a waste of time comedy that only date rapists, racists, and sociopaths could love. Los Angeles Times. No one involved with Not Cool should ever be allowed to work in movies again. The New York Times. This wasn't the first time I'd gotten a bad review. My entire YouTube career had been a one-sided game of darts. I put myself out there and millions of people had the power to throw their criticism my way and see how many will affect me. But this didn't just start when I decided to create a YouTube channel. I'd been getting slammed by reviews like this since I was in high school. My first painful attack on my comedic style came from my psychology teacher, Mr. Roberts. When I was in my junior year of high school, what he said about me makes the Los Angeles Times look like My Little Pony. It was the first day of psychology class, and I was excited to learn about how the brain worked. I knew that for the most part, it was powered by Diet Coke and Sharpie sniffs. But I wanted to know the real inner workings of my mind. Why did I have an obsession with dogs? Why was it so hard for me to focus on one thing at a time? Why are there so many members of the Black Eyed Peas when only will.i.am speaks? So many questions. As I walked into the classroom, I noticed that the teacher wasn't there. I considered that maybe he had to take a last-minute bathroom break. Hell, If I had to teach a bunch of 16-year-olds, I would need a porta potty in my classroom for all the nervous diarrhea I'd be brewing. I looked around the class to see if there was anybody I knew. The only familiar face belonged to a girl I frequently saw in the hallway on my way to gym class. They called her the human tampon because one day she got her period while she was wearing all white. It's so sad, and one unfortunate moment can create a nickname that lasts forever. Or if you're lucky like me, there's just so much going on for someone to decide on just one nickname. Instead, they come up with a different one for each moment of complete humiliation. My favorite at that time was Neck Pussy, which was given to me by the guy in the class because, and I quote, "Your neck got more folds than that fat lady's pussy. I'ma call you Neck Pussy." I truly admire this cultural period. Art is dead. I looked up towards the door and saw my friend Tara walk into the classroom. Finally, someone who didn't refer to me as a genitalia hanging from my face. Tara, "Hey, Shane." Me, "Hey." She stared at me a little too long. Me, "What?" Tara, "I don't see it." Me, "See what?" Tara, "The pussy, I mean. I guess I could see how it looks to another mouth. I could see how it looks like another mouth on your neck with all the flaps and stuff, but not a pussy. A pussy is vertical, not horizontal." Me, "Can we please change the subject?" Tara, "Can I touch it?" Me, "Stop." Tara, "Please, if you let me touch your pussy, I'll let you touch mine." Interesting offer, but I still had to decline. We both laughed as the bell rang. The teacher still hadn't made an appearance. We all started to wonder where he was. Then the human tampon piped up. Human tampon, "Should we call the office?" Random boy, "Hey, aren't you that person who shit her pants in the hallway?" Human tampon, "No, I'm period girl." A nerdy-looking girl spoke from the back of the room. Nerdy girl, "I'm the shit girl." Random boy, "I thought you were the girl with the pussy neck." Me, "That's me." Random boy, "Damn, y'all need name tags." Just as the conversation was getting self-harm-inducing, a man in his 40s walked in carrying a surfboard and wearing a Hawaiian shirt unbuttoned down all the way to his belly button. He kind of looked like a teenager who had gotten detention 25 years ago and hadn't been dismissed. From the name on the board, I put it together that his name was Miss Roberts. And from the amount of chest hair that was crawling out of his shirt, I assumed in the school his name was the human sweater. Mr. Roberts, "Sorry I'm late. Those waves were gnarly this morning, and there was a food truck selling fish tacos, so you know I had to get one." He took a bite of a soggy fish taco and a drop of tartar sauce fell from his lips and onto his old man nipple. Instead of wiping it off with a napkin, he rubbed his hand all over it and chest hair soaked it up. It was the most disgusting thing I had ever seen in my life, but almost the most inventive. If Shark Tank had been on at the time, he would have been a hard one to beat. Mr. Roberts, "All right, let's go around the room and say your name. And one thing about yourself that nobody knows. I'll start. My name is Mr. Roberts, and when I was a teenager, I hit something with a car. Pretty sure it was a person, and I kept going. Probably killed someone. Who's next?" Human tampon, "My name's Karen." The students all gasped. She had a name? Karen, "And I have a pen pal in prison. He's getting out soon. He's in there for murder." All the students looked at each other scared. I'm pretty sure her nickname was "Don't Fuck with Karen" after that. Tara, "My name is Tara, and sometimes when I'm sad, I watch beheading videos." Mr. Roberts, "You should probably keep that one to yourself. What about you, sir?" He pointed at me. My whole body went numb. The thought of speaking in front of my class was making me sweat bullets. My neck pussy was very wet and not in a good way. The class laughed. Mr. Roberts looked at the random boy. Mr. Roberts, if that's what you think a vagina looks like, you must be a virgin, as I suspected. The class laughed even harder, this time at the random boy. I could feel the tide turning, and it gave me the courage to stand up. My name is Shane, and people don't really know anything about me, so I'm having trouble thinking of what to say. Mr. Roberts, what do you like to do? At home, like you mean? Mr. Roberts, yeah, what are your hobbies? I had to think long and hard about this. I was tempted to tell the class that I like to go to jackandworld.com and learn new techniques on how to masturbate better, but I wasn't sure if honesty was the best tactic. It would have just given them even more nickname options. But side name, jackandworld.com, is awesome. It taught me how to turn a banana, Ziploc bag, and a toilet seat cover into a vagina. Best fake vagina feeling I had ever had. Hashtag NOTANAD. Hashtag not SPONS. Well, I like movies. Mr. Roberts, what kind of movies? I like funny ones. Those are the kinds I want to make. Mr. Roberts, oh, so you want to be a director? Yeah, I make some now, but they aren't very good. And the only actor I know is my grandma. So they're all about old people. Mr. Roberts, sound depressing. I love it. Thank you, Shane. I sat down with a smile on my face. The students finally knew something about me, something that didn't end in a punchline. I thought maybe this class was going to be the class to change my life. Maybe Mr. Roberts was going to bring me out of my shell. Little did I know he was, but not in the way I had hoped. The next day, when we came into class, there was a writing on the board that said, "What do you dream about?" I was hoping it wouldn't be going around the classroom again, because if I told the class about my dreams, my new nickname would be Restraining Order. This time, Mr. Roberts strolled into the class wearing working gloves and an open flannel shirt. Mr. Roberts, sorry guys, I was busy building a chair. What doesn't this guy do? He's a surfer, a woodworker. What's next? I could only pray it would be a baker. Mr. Roberts, we have our first assignment today. It's all about dreams. Partner up with someone you think of in a creative way to teach the class about dreams. You can do song, dance, or even a short film. He looked over at me and winked. Mr. Roberts, you have a week to do it. We will show all of them next Monday. I can only dream of what you are going to come up with. Hopefully it won't be a nightmare. We definitely weren't going to add comedian to his occupation list. I partnered up with my friend Tara and we came up with a video concept. We were going to dress up as crazy characters and go around Walmart asking people about their dreams. My character was going to be Leonard Lipschitz, and she was going to be Sylvia Brownhole. Character comedy was something I was very passionate about, but I hadn't really told any of my friends that. They knew I was funny because I would joke around but they didn't know I was into improvisational comedy. When I was a kid, I'd wanted to grow up and perform on Saturday Night Live. They always had at least one fat guy on that show, which gave me hope. It also gave me hope because then I'd be getting paid to be fat, which in a way is better than doing it for free. Tara and I went to the costume shop to find our characters' looks. I wanted to find something really bizarre, like a sweater made out of Beanie Babies or a tie that was also a rubber chicken. Tara was looking in the must be over 18 section, and I had to explain to her that showing nipples was probably not going to fly in a high school project. Tara, can't you just blur them out, like on Cops? After we found our costumes, it was time to go to Walmart with our camera in hand. Neither of us drove yet, so I asked my mom to join us. Mom, you want me to be a part of the crew? Me, sure. Mom, what's my call time? After you finish making us Hot Pockets? Mom, got it. You can count on me, Mr. Director. It was sweet how she was so into it. I'm not sure I'd given her a day's notice. She would have embroidered a shirt that had said crew member on it. We got into her car and I turned my camera on. I started interviewing my mom while I was in character. She freaked out. Me, so what are your dreams about? Mom, wait, are you filming me? Me, yep. Mom, if I'd known, I would have done my makeup and hair and gotten a neck lift. I get my labias from my mother. Me, so give us a taste of your dreams. Let us into your mind. Mom, well, last night I had a dream about you, and I moved into a really amazing cabin in Big Bear with a golden retriever and spent the rest of our lives together. What do you think that means? Me, I think that means we're way too close. As we pulled up to Walmart, I decided it would be funny to park in a handicapped spot and force my mom to pretend to have Tourette's. I'm not sure why that warranted a parking spot, but I wasn't really thinking logically at the time. I turned the camera off and gave my mom directions. Me, okay, so randomly scream bad words while you're parking the car. Mom, oh, Shani, I can't do that. I don't think God would want me to curse on camera. Me, it's for the movie. You're the star. Don't you want to make the movie good? It was the same conversation, assuming some directors had with actresses before a nude scene. I guilted her into doing what I wanted. The scary part is, if I tried, she probably would have shown her goods. Mom, okay, for the movies. Sorry, God. Me, that's the spirit. And action. On action, my mom started screaming curse words at the top of her lungs. It was amazing to watch. It's how I'd always imagined our conversation in the future going when I'd come out of the closet. Intense. And after we walked into Walmart and she started walking up to strangers. And this was before YouTube was a thing. So it wasn't normal to see a couple of dumb teenagers with a camera in public. Nowadays, you see kids running all around the mall, taking selfies, vlogging their lives, and pulling pranks on strangers. It's almost like everyone wants to be on camera and make content. Even my mom has a YouTube channel. Granted, it's videos of her dog swimming in the pool, but it's still content. Wow, I feel like the world is beginning to come meaningless. I met a YouTuber one time and she told me she made content where she would eat all the ingredients of a cake and then vomit it up into a bowl and cook it. She called them barf cakes. I love the internet. After about 3 hours of walking around Walmart, she decided we've had enough material to make a great video. I felt super confident about it and couldn't wait to show the class. I was especially excited to show Mr. Roberts and thank him for helping me come out of my shell. It would be the first time my peers saw me in a different light, and maybe they would call me the fat funny guy instead of just the fat guy. Monday arrived pretty quickly and I was ready. I had taken all week to edit the video and I felt like I had my masterpiece. It was funny, shocking, informative. I felt like I was able to make a video that had not only jokes but got all the information across that I had needed it to. I'd made sure to hit all the topics that Mr. Roberts wanted us to cover and still get in a few fart jokes. When we got to the class, the board said, "Today's the day," and I couldn't have been more excited. Mr. Roberts, all right, who wants to go first? So I'm going to stop there. If you want to hear the rest, like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments that you'd like to hear the rest and that you enjoyed me reading on camera. So if you like this video, like it. This is going to be something new that I'm bringing to this channel. Reading for you guys. I do love to read, and I'm going to just broaden things out And if you want to hang out with me and read on the toilet, that'll be something that we get into. So, as always, if you did not like this video, you know what to do. Send it to your haters, and that's 2 minutes of their life that they'll never get back. And you can thank me for that. Until next time, love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!